I see Idris looking at me, and I would be remiss and in the doghouse if I didn't come up and give a little bit of background about Idris. I'll take you back in history a little bit because I came to Manhattan Beach in 1970. It was the last century, you know. And we didn't have a whole lot in the recreation department then. There were 19 programs when I came here. And look at the programs that you've got now, and Idris has been responsible for a great many of those. And the office that we had started out in a little old city hall that had been built in 1912, I think it was, and it housed all the departments, and the police and fire included, all in one building. And we finally got the approval to build this beautiful new city hall. I call it the new city hall still. But it's still beautiful, yes. I think, and an attribute to the community. And I knew the public works director pretty well, so I tried being really chummy with him so that I could handpick our office space for recreation.
Thank you, Mr. Stecklein.
Thank you, Mr. Stecklein.
And don't you know that every other department tried over the years to finagle us out of those beautiful views of the ocean.
And they're still trying.
Well, we had a lot of it, almost all the departments, police and fire was separate, but our office space was quite limited. We had probably half the space that public works and planning and personnel, and we didn't have much space. And when it got to the point that the ladies in the office, we had, I think, 3 or 4 ladies at that time, were complaining to me that they were bruising their hips on the desk as they tried to squeeze between the desks to get to the counter to help the public. And I took that complaint to the city manager, and he came down, at least he came down, and I showed him how much space we had, how little, and Public Works had 3 feet between desks, and planning had 4 feet between desks. We had 12 inches between desks. Didn't faze him a bit. We got, I think, 6 inches more that we could. He asked Public Works to move 6 inches.
Yes.
So the bruised hips continued, but the recreation personnel and the personalities of people in recreation are always great, and they overcome any obstacle in their way, and they still do. I have to apologize to the staff of the Parks and Recreation Department, because maybe some of this email sending and phoning and the lists and all came from me to Idris, because when Idris came to me, I hired him from he was working for Redondo. I needed a playground supervisor, and 2 others didn't work out well at all. So I brought in Idris, and he had the enthusiasm that I was looking for and the ideas. And I said to Idris, well, when you work for me, you have to understand there are 3 words that are not in my vocabulary. And those 3 words are, that's good enough. You'll never ever hear me say that, and I don't think you'll ever hear Idris say, that's good enough. We can do better. We can do more. How can we do it?
Yes.
And I think that's his idea, so you can blame me maybe for that. Idris has been a real jewel in what I call the jewel of the South Bay, and that's Manhattan Beach. It really is. It's right nestled in the center of the bay. It's, in my view, the best of all the communities here. And it was my intent to make the Parks and Recreation Department the best recreation department in the South Bay. And Idris has carried on that idea and has certainly helped create that image among not just Manhattan Beach people, but all over Southern California. You mentioned Manhattan Beach, oh, they light right up because they know that's the jewel of the South Bay.
That's right.
So I have one thing to leave with Idris. It goes right along with his motto of things always can be better. This is a little pin that he can wear that I'm sure is his motto. It says on it, above and beyond. And that is, I think, Idris all the time.